All right, day 2, Silver Comet Trail trip number 1. I am at the Cedartown Depot. It's pretty freaking groovy. Got a bike repair stand. If I back up far enough, you can see the Cedartown, Georgia sign. I guess I'll walk over there and show you. It's right in the middle of downtown Cedartown. One of the last places before, well, I'm not going to show you the sign. There's people back there and they're looking at me like I'm stupid because I'm talking to myself. One of the last places before State Line Park. But these people are crazy cool because they have allowed me to use one of their outlets out here. There are some hella hills. Sorry about my finger. There are some hella hills between here and Rockmart. And I was getting battery anxiety. I got down to 2 bars after only 16 miles. And that just ain't cool. So I wanted to stop in here and throw it on a charger for an hour and a half, 2 hours or so, just to get a little more juice in her. I should be fine. I'm gonna change batteries when this one dies. It's maybe 40 miles to Anniston. So it should be good, but throwing her on a charger for a couple hours just made good sense to me. All right, my people. Today is the end of day 3 on the Silver Comet Trail trip. I did not make a video for day 2 because it was so monumentally shitty. I just was not in the mood. Day started out freaking great. Had no problems, no complaints. Rolling right along. And then just west of Cedartown. Hold on, I'm sitting back down. I'm tired of shit. We have this. Look at that. Just blew that sidewalk completely out. Not ideal. But I was very smart and threw a spare tire on the back. According to Rad, I didn't need to because I purchased my bike well before they started having tire problems. But I did it anyway just to be safe, and I'm glad I did. But I do not think that it's the tire's fault. I think I had too much air pressure in the tire. I was running 50 pounds. I think these tires say between 40 and 65 or something like that. So I was running 50 pounds of pressure. And I'm about 190. And if I had to guess, I got 75 pounds worth of gear. The bike's rated for 350 pounds. But that's if you're smart about distribution and tire pressure. I think I was not smart about tire pressure. So, tire blew. I'm freaking disabled. I can't live very much. And I can't stand on my feet very long. And I'm a diabetic, and I had not eaten anything all day at that point. I was going to eat in the next town. Lesson learned, eat in the town before you have a blowout. So my sugar was tanked, and I have no strength. And here I am on the trail trying to fix this damn tire by myself. I could not flip the bike over. I've got handlebar jacks, which work really great so you don't crush your electronics and stuff on the handlebar. But they're a bitch to get set on there right. So every time I would start to flip the bike over, the damn handlebar jack would move. So 2.5 hours later, I'm finally back on the road. and I'm running behind. I want to get to Anniston before it gets dark. So I push it pretty hard with the throttle on the bike, which just killed the freaking batteries. So I got into Anniston with 0 bars left on my second battery. And I get to this campground, and it's a pretty campground. It's at Michael Tucker Park. Pecan trees everywhere, but there's space too far apart for me to hang my hammock. And there's no electricity or water at the damn campsites, like the website said that there was. So I got 2 dead batteries and no power at my campsite. So I go looking around, and it turns out the outlets in the men's room work. So I plug in there, but it's a long way from that damn men's room to my campsite. So I'm scared to death somebody's gonna scarf my stuff. You know, you're talking about $1,200 for worth of batteries, and then the chargers, you know, another 100. The bag. So I'm $1,500 in on 2 batteries and 2 chargers and a bag. So I'm scared to death to be at my campsite while these damn things are charging. So I was like, all right, there's a park bench right there outside the bathroom. I'll go sit on the park bench. So I go up there, and I'm sitting there chilling. Starts pouring down freaking rain. And I had my hammock set up on the ground as a bivvy shelter, but only got like halfway through the setup when people started walking into that bathroom, and I had to hurry over there to see what was going on. So I did not have the cover over my hammock, and here comes the rain and just washes my shit out. I mean, I got a pool inside my hammock at this point. So I'm like, shit, I got nowhere to sleep. But eventually the rain let up, and around midnight the batteries finished charging, and I got a blanket and laid it out on top of a picnic table, and got my camp pillow and climbed on top of that table and just slept out in the open on top of that picnic table. But I still got about 6 hours of hard sleep, so I ain't complaining. So that was day 2. Not a great day. Sorry I did not make a video. But it's days like that is when I'm supposed to make videos, so you guys can see the good with the bad. Anyway, today's day 3. I made it 63 miles from Anniston to Rockmart. I'm back at the same campground I was at Monday night. It's a pretty cool campground. I like it. Both of my batteries are charging because I limped in here with not even 1 bar on my second battery. 63 miles is a bit too much for the 2 batteries I got. I'm good for 50, I'm sure, but 60 or more than 60 is just too much for the batteries and for my old ass broken down body. I'm feeling it. I mean, I am hurting today. I can hardly walk. I had some weird medical shit going on the ride here. My body was leaning all the way left, like I was almost falling off of the bike. The left leg had no strength. The left arm had no strength. And I had a couple people pass me and asked me if I was okay because they thought I was about to fall off the bike. I'm sure it's something about the stroke and the fact that I was exhausted. You know, I did nothing but sit on the damn couch for 3 years once I got disabled. So this trip is asking a lot of my body, and I'm sure that that's what it is. I go to the doctor Monday, so I'll mention it to him, but I'm sure it's just exhaustion. So I don't know, it's maybe 7 o'clock. I can't look. My phone's over there at that pole charging up with the batteries and my power bank. The batteries ain't gonna be done charging probably till midnight-ish, and I ain't waiting up. I'm ready to go to sleep right damn now. Just let my phone get a little more juice on it so I can take it in the hammock with me, and I'm probably out for the count. So tomorrow's day 4, traveling from Rockmart to Smyrna, It's only about 40 miles. I'll have 2 fully charged batteries. Hell, I don't even have to pedal if I don't want to tomorrow. We'll see how it goes with the lean to the left thing. If I need to use the throttle just so I can sit up and not almost fall off the bike, then so be it. 2 batteries, throttle only. I got plenty to get to Smyrna. A dear friend of mine has asked me to cut this trip short. Instead of just hanging out Thursday, Friday, Saturday with no written down or planned out criteria, no set places figured out where to sleep. She has requested that I go home tomorrow. So I guess I'll go home tomorrow. I've arranged with Micah. He's gonna pick me up in Smyrna. So tomorrow, day 4, that'll be the end. But I should take some good video tomorrow. I want to video the Brushy Mountain Tunnel. That's pretty cool to ride through. I didn't get it coming out. And of course some good video at the end of the ride. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys right now. Peace. Love you. All right, day 4. And as promised, the Brushy Mountain Tunnel. I'm gonna try to hold this and ride at the same time. I do not know how that's gonna work. But I promised you the tunnel, and I broke my GoPro mount on the front of the bike. So bear with me while I try to get moving. My headlight in the front is all aimed funny. Probably when I wiped out yesterday trying to get into the campground. More on that later if I haven't already talked about it. I'll fix it here in a minute. Hey, what's happening? Well, he was friendly as hell, wasn't he? All right, my people. Today is day 4 of my Silver Comet Trail trip, and the conclusion, by God, of my Silver Comet Trail trip. 200 miles. It's only like 192, but I missed my turn to get to the campground in Rockmart. Standby shit. Let me check this text. Sorry about that. All right, they're gonna text back in a minute. Sorry, poor timing. People bugging me while I'm making a YouTube video. So anyway, I missed my turn for the campground in Rockmart and went several miles beyond where I was supposed to turn. So that and then coming back. So 200 miles. Yoo-hoo. Yeah. My ass is on fire. But I just gotta hang here for a few hours until I can get picked up and taken back to Lovejoy. So what did I learn? I learned a lot. I learned old gimpy men can still accomplish stuff, which is cool. 3 out of the 4 days were golden. I had a great time. Beautiful. Got rained on once. while I was riding, got rained on at campgrounds, but while I was riding, got rained on once. No big deal. I had rain gear. I still got soaked, but I had rain gear. One day, just a complete and total nightmare, like I told you in the video about the blowout. So 75% of it was great, was almost perfect. I'm not going to discount the trip as a failure because of 25% of it. But that blowout was pretty brutal. That bike is entirely too big for me to lift up and flip over to change a tire. That part's got to be worked out. If I'm going to continue to tour on a bicycle, I've got to figure that out. I just too weak to do it. But speaking of the blowout, so I get here to the end and I'm checking my emails. I haven't looked at them all day, and I get an email from Rad Power Bikes telling me to immediately park my bike. It is unsafe to ride because of a potential tire issue, believe it or not. So they are acknowledging a problem with the tires. They came out before and said there was a problem with tires on bikes purchased after June of 2022. I bought mine back in February, so I didn't think it affected me. When I had this blowout, I was like, well, that can't be the problem that everybody else is having, because that doesn't affect my bike. It must have been a tire pressure, weight of bike type issue. I asked a guy named Tim over there at Silver Comet Cycles about it. And he said, no. He said, that doesn't sound right. He's like, you had the right tire pressure for that bike and that weight. Must be something else. And I was like, okay, well, Rad doesn't acknowledge that there's a problem for bikes my old, or excuse me, as old as mine. So I get this email and they're saying any Rad Wagon 4 purchased since 2020 has this problem. And they will send a new set of tires to a local bike shop and make arrangements with that shop to replace my tires. Well, great. I don't have a bike shop close to me. And if the bike shop that they choose in Atlanta doesn't have transportation to come and get my bike, I don't know how to get it to them. I'll have to figure that part out, I guess. But they say that this fix may take 2 to 3 months. And do not ride your bike until they've taken care of this. How the hell do I do that? That's my basic transportation. I can't park it. I can't park the bike. I carried a spare tire with me. That's how I was able to get it changed and stay in this trip. I do not know if the replacement tires are affected. They say check your sidewall, and if it's not ribbed, it's not affected by this problem. If it's ribbed, it is. I checked the one that I had to blow out. It is ribbed. It blew out because it's a shit tire. I've changed it out to my replacements. I don't know if those are ribbed. I won't be able to tell until I get home and look at the one I have left. If it's not ribbed, then I have a non-affected tire on the back right now. The front will still be affected, but I'll feel a little bit safer. You don't want to blow out any tire, front or back. But if I'm just hanging around town for the next 2 or 3 months or whatever they get this fixed, I'll feel like I'm safe riding. I've got to be. I got no choice but to ride. If I have another blowout, then I will park it, and I'll have to beg rides into town. I don't have family that lives close to me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, even the mile walk to the closest Dollar General store just destroys me lately. My left leg just can't do it. But that's an update on my tire problem. This trip was monumental to me. I mean, I've been wanting to do this for a couple of years. I finally got it done. I think if I figure out some problems, one being the tires, two being how the hell do I flip the bike over if I ever have another blowout or tire puncture, and three, I gotta get my health in check. And I think part of that problem is I just don't eat 3 meals a day. I'm just unhealthy in general. I don't eat enough. But last 2 days on my ride, I lean way to the left for some reason. Like a couple people stopped and asked if I was okay. They thought I was about to fall off the bike. My left leg has no strength, so I can't keep up pedaling. So my crank is constantly going chunk, chunk, chunk because my left leg's trying to keep up with it. And there's a pause in my pedaling long enough for it to go chunk, chunk, chunk. And I was leaning way the hell to the left last 2 days. Don't know why. I gotta figure that out. I'll see the doctor next week. He's probably gonna say, well, dude, you had a stroke and you're weak on your left side. And if that's his answer, then I don't know what to do. I'll have to figure it out. Bikes are the only way I can get around. I cannot drive. If I'm not biking well on this bike because all of a sudden I'm getting weaker or whatever and I'm leaning to the left, then I don't know the solution. Maybe a recumbent bike. Recumbent bike I cannot carry as much as I am on this one. Of course, you can tow a trailer on a recumbent bike. For those that don't know, a recumbent bike is a bike that you lay down on. They make electric recumbent bikes. They're quite pricey. I think the cheapest one I saw was $3 grand. Not in the budget. I just got to figure it out. I love this bike. It is a beast. This bike worked absolutely beautifully, except for the blowout. I only took one spill. It was minor. I didn't even wipe out when I had the blowout. I was able to stop the bike. I held it up and was able to stop it. But I was cutting through a little short glassy triangle between the trail and a road, and it was a sharp ass turn, if you can see it like this. Little grassy area right in here. I was like, I'm just gonna cut through that grassy area. Mistake. My crank bottomed out and wiped out. That was the only time I had a mishap on the bike other than a blowout. But the bike has done great. It's a beast. I love this thing. It can carry all my gear. Batteries are an issue if I'm traveling more than 60 miles. And depending on terrain, you know, batteries are dependent upon weight and terrain and how much you use them. If I'm in a really hilly area, because I'm so weak on my left side, I tend to use the throttle more, and that wears out the batteries quick. So I was about on empty, and there's 63, 64 mile stretches there, because it was so hilly in between where I was riding. It wore the batteries out super quick. So I need to get some more. They're 48 volt batteries. I need to get a couple of 72 volt batteries built, or potentially buy a third battery from Rad, but those are 600 something bucks. I think I can get two 72 volt batteries and a battery management system and get it all mounted on there somehow for under 600 bucks. If I can, that's the route. I gotta start doing some research. But in any case, that's my update. Day 4, 200 miles. Life is good. Love y'all. Bye.